I'm just waiting for the countdown to tell me that I'm live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spirit and Destiny Facebook Live. I'm Alexandra Wenman, and I'm very excited to be part of these wonderful events, these great free events. One of the reasons that I was invited on to do a live is thanks to my beautiful co-author, Teresa Chung, who is the co-author of, oh, I'm dropping things, this lovely book, which is called 21 Rituals to Connect with Nature. So Teresa and myself and Krisha Newman have co-authored this gorgeous book. You can go in there, there's loads of everyday rituals to help you connect with nature, and we were quite psychic with this one, funnily enough, because it came out at the very beginning of lockdown, and the first 7 rituals or something were done from indoors. So they've got beautiful things that you can imagine, and we're going to do a little bit of that today. One of my, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So good to be here. Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for Kirsty and everyone at Spirit and Destiny for having me. I also want to say today, the November issue of Spirit and Destiny is out, so grab your copy. It's all very exciting. I can't believe we're looking at November. We're sitting here in September as we do this, and the year seems to be flying by. I know that it hasn't been the easiest year for us, though, and so it's my intention today to look at some ways that we can connect back in with our center and really find what it is that that makes us tick. I think that something that the coronavirus and the lockdown and all of this very much slowing down this year is teaching us is what really matters to us, what really lights us up from within. There's been a lot of opportunities to sort of question our lives, think about what it is that is. Hi, Julia, nice to meet you too. What it is that's really going to light us up from within, and where our purpose is really taking us. And you might be sitting in a space where you don't even know what that is. I know that many people have been feeling very lost at this time, and some of us can't see the wood for the trees. I'm really sorry to use a nature analogy. I'm going to probably throw in some real dad jokes during this. Also, I need to explain my I didn't, obviously I'm dressed up for this, but I have just come from a beautiful retreat in Wasing Woods called the Wonderment Retreat, which was fantastic. I think it was one of the last retreats that were able to be run with the new government regulations of 6 people. So we were really blessed to be out in nature. We were in our pods of 6, but we had a really wonderful time. So I'm going to bring some of that magic to you guys here today. And I did run a similar event to this one while I was out there. I want to just start off with a little bit of a reading, a little bit of a tuning in, just to see kind of how the energy is. I know that right now we're in a really magical time. It's really beautiful that we get to share this actually, because we're still in the energy of autumn equinox, and we've come into Libra season. And I myself am a Libra, and it's my birthday on the weekend. Oh gosh, 2 days or something, Saturday. This also feels super exciting to be doing this today. But for me, Libra, it's all about the scales of justice. It's all about balance and finding that balance within, coming back to ourselves, coming back into alignment, and we can really do that with nature. I've pulled us a couple of cards today, and the first cards that I wanted to work with are called Nature's Whispers. And these are gorgeous cards. They're by Angela Hartfield, and the illustrations were done by Josephine Wall. Really stunning cards. I think they're Blue Angel cards. And the card that I pulled for us as a group today is number 21, Fresh Approach. So this is all about taking a fresh approach, maybe trying a new tack, looking for something new, and opening, for this group here and for the purpose of this, this process we're going to do, I kind of feel like this is the opportunity to open into the unknown. And I talk a lot and teach a lot about the unknown. We often think of the unknown as something to be feared, or something that, that might make us feel a little bit nervous or worried, because we don't know what's coming. We don't know what's around the corner. And certainly if we look at what's going on globally at the moment, there's no telling what might be around the corner. But what if we were to flip it upside down and take a different perspective? What if we could take the unknown that we're feeling fearful of And what if we knew that what was around the corner was better than we could have ever imagined? What if we could just imagine, oh goodness, there's something amazing on the horizon, there's a real miracle coming, and I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in the air. That is a way to change your perspective and also to change your emotions around the situation. I've got a really good friend called Lorraine Flaherty who does a lot of work with hypnosis and NLP, and she always says to me that the energy of anxiety is very, very similar to the energy of excitement. So, what if you could just, instead of telling yourself that you feel anxious or fearful, what if you could tell yourself that those nerves in your tummy are actually excitement? And then you can change the state and change what's coming to you. And you can also, in the terms of manifesting, attract into you, into your life, something that's better than you could imagine. Now, it really helps in manifesting to know what you want, and definitely in alchemy. I do a lot of work with alchemy. It certainly helps to know what you want, but it also helps to know that, if what you want isn't coming to you, it may not be the highest and best thing for you at that given time. So there's two parts in manifesting. The first part is knowing what you want, asking for it, and the second part is surrendering it over to the divine and coming into absolute trust, absolute neutrality. And it really takes practice, this, because we can be caught up in our emotions. We can be caught up in the 3D external events that are going on with us. But when we come into that place of sort of neutral, centered, non-judgment, and it's interesting, in the Libra time it is about coming into the center, not looking at things as good or bad or right or wrong. We live in a world of such duality, but when we can connect in with this 0 point harmonic energy that really is at the center of all things and permeates nature and all of existence, including us, because we need to remember that we too are part of nature, then we can really sit and rest in stillness and serenity and just trust that everything is going to be okay. And trust me, I've been put through my paces with this many, many times. So I do know that it can be difficult, but I also know that when you remain in that place of trust, it's better than ever. I also have another card that I want to share with you, and this is from, I have an oracle deck coming out in April next year through a publisher called Findhorn Press, Inner Traditions, and it's called the Archangel Fire Oracle. This is the, I don't know if you can see it, this is the cover. It is available for pre-order, I think, at the moment, but the actual image on the cover is this beautiful angel. This is Archangel Ariel, and Archangel Ariel was shouting at me to be here today. She is the nature angel, but she's also known as the Lioness of God. And Ariel has come to make her presence known. I see her working on a very pale pink, like the color of her dress, that color. It's a very soft, loving, nurturing pink color. But she comes in to give us courage, to help us stand in our power, and also to stand up for the little people, to stand up for those who maybe haven't been, treated the best on this planet. If you know that someone's, having a hard time, it's to give you the courage to support them and look after them, but also to have the courage to set your own boundary, to put yourself first and say yes to you. And Ariel can help you to discover more about your own innate nature. There's so much on this earth that kind of pulls us in different directions and has us going, oh God, advertising, we're barraged by other people's authority, other people's instructions. What is it we want? What is it we want to do? But Ariel says, what is at the core of your own nature, and how can you get back to that? So I have, before we do our meditation process, I have a few little things that I want to show to you. And we're going to go over the course of the next 5 weeks. So do join me here every Thursday at 1 o'clock for the next 5 weeks, because we are going on a journey through the cycle of regeneration. And we're going to be looking at the life cycle of the plant. And I'm using the apple tree as an example, where today we're looking at the energy of the seed and what it means to seed your intentions, how your intentions can be incredibly powerful. This is the life cycle of the apple tree. So we're going to be going from seed to sprout to tree to flower, blossom, and then fruition, and seeing the culmination of our our wants, our desires, the beauty of that coming to fruition. And it will be interesting to see by the end of our 5 weeks together, if anyone has actually managed to manifest something, or if anyone has, oh, hi Chris, you're a Libra too. I'm just catching up on comments. I couldn't see them a minute ago. Okay, is everything working okay? Everyone can hear me okay? I'm sorry if the broadcast was interrupted. Can someone give me a thumbs up to make sure we're operating okay now? Okay, very sorry that it's cutting out. I did reboot my internet before we started. Also, similarly, we have the life cycle of the butterfly. And so we have the egg, the caterpillar, the chrysalis, the adult, and then the full adult, the adult birthing, and then the full adult. So again, rejuvenation, regeneration, coming to fruition with our goals. Thank you, Samantha. I'm hoping it's all okay. Okay. I also want to talk a little bit about, so that we have that cycle in terms of the seed. In terms of the seed, the shape of a seed, which is kind of like this vesica Pisces, we call it the vesica Pisces shape. It's kind of like the shape of an almond or the shape of our eye on its side. This is basically the key pattern that is present in all of nature. And if you know anything about sacred geometry, I teach about sacred geometry, you'll see it in the patterns of our cells. So that vesica Pisces sits here right in the center when you have one cell that meets with another, and this shape in the middle that does that little, you see it as the fish in Christianity. It's a powerful shape because it's present in all of nature, and you can see here, this is the completion of the cycles of nature. But I find it so interesting that the seed, the tiny seed, especially the apple seed, that contains every piece of information about the whole life of that plant, its fruit and everything is held in that tiny seed. And likewise with us, with our individual cells. And all of our cells are an incredible symphonic, they come into harmony. And so when we sit in that place of neutrality, and there is actually a mathematical equation that can be worked out from that vesica Pisces shape, which is called the golden mean or the divine proportion. And a lot of temples and churches are built according to that mathematics, because it is said that that mathematics is the mathematical equation of unconditional love. And what it is it's an energy that what it is an energy that basically takes us into total harmony, neutrality, serenity, where we can let go of every care, every worry, every uncertainty, every fear, and sit in that state of trust. And from that place, we can find our intention. We can ask ourselves, well, what is my intention? How do I want to feel? And that's the simplest thing. We're going to work on intention today. Intention is really powerful. The second before you have a thought, you intend to have that thought. The second before that thought even manifests, you intend to have it. And so I'm gonna invite you to do a process. I'm so sorry if the connection keeps dropping. I think some of you are getting it clear and some of you aren't, but it should become clear on the page later if you do want to tune in. It is being recorded, so hopefully if you do miss bits of it today, you can catch up on the Spirit and Destiny magazine page and also on my page afterwards, hopefully. I'm so sorry, it's all about trust, isn't it? It's all about trust. Okay, well, we're going to do a quick meditation that's going to allow you to connect in with this energy of unconditional love. So I'm just going to invite you all to very gently allow your eyes to close. And we're going to be working with our imagination. And so it's my belief that everybody is psychic, everybody has healing abilities. Some of us have just honed those abilities more than others. But if you just relax and trust and tell your logical mind, your rational mind, we're just going to imagine, we're just going to play, then you might get some insights a lot clearer than if you were really trying to see or really trying to hear. Oftentimes, clairvoyance or having pictures in the mind just comes in like your own imagination, and clairaudience will sound like your own thoughts. It might just be a gentler voice and a more loving voice that comes through when you hear the voice of the higher mind. So just closing our eyes, just start to take a couple of really deep cleansing breaths and just breathe as though you can breathe your conscious awareness into your body. We often float outside the body, or we often have our consciousness up here around the head, and we're going to begin to ground. So imagine that you have a beautiful emerald green sphere, the color of nature, around your center of your brain. And I want you to imagine that you're observing, watching that emerald green sphere very gently travel all the way down into your heart. Feel it illuminate your heart and open your heart, filling your heart with love and healing energy. Almost as though your heart has wings and your heart can open like a fairy's wings. Beautiful. Feel that emerald green sphere traveling down now into your belly, and find yourself right in the very center of your belly, so that you're anchoring your consciousness as though you're looking out at the world through your belly. And then allow that sphere of light to turn pure white. So I imagine that it's a diamond white, a crystalline white light radiating from your belly, as though you have an inner sun glowing there. And then I want you to become aware of the shape of your auric field, as though it is that Vesica Pisces shape, like an almond shape. And I want you to be aware of yourself as though you are becoming a seed, as though you are the seed that houses every aspect of your own creation, your own purpose, all your timelines, your past, your future, your present, all your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, and everything that's encased in your soul, everything that was determined for you before you were even born on this planet is housed in this seed. And you are a small spark of the greater cosmos. So everything is coming into divine perfection. As you anchor yourself in your belly, I want you to feel, see, or sense that inner sun expanding outwards and filling your whole energy field. And as it does, I want you to imagine, see, sense, or feel that the energy or the vibration of that inner sun is burning away any negative or limiting energies, anyone else's thoughts, feelings, emotions, anything that you don't need in your life, anything that's getting in the way of you having a clear understanding of what it is you want. So we're going to set our boundary and our perimeter. Expand that inner sun right out, so you're simultaneously transforming negative energy and aligning to your highest mind, your highest thoughts, your highest feelings, cleansing and sealing your space. And just set the perimeter of that sphere of light, can be outside that seed shape that we've created. Right around you, it can fill the whole room that you're in if you need it to. This is how you set your boundary. And we're going to imagine that it's being sealed like a sphere in golden light and indigo light, just to set your safe, protective space, and send, with your intention, anything not welcome, any doubts, cares, worries, fears, out of your space now, and just sitting in your center. And become aware again of that Vesica Pisces shape. Imagine that you are a seed now. I want you to imagine that you are a seed. I want you to think about, first of all, in the energy of this equinox, think about something you want to let go of. And it could be a pattern, it could be a relationship, it could be something physical. Is there something in your life that's taking up too much space or causing you too much stress? Set your intention now that in these beautiful energies around this equinox and during this process, that you're releasing this energy to the divine. You're asking for that which is not for your highest good to be taken away from you. Any burdens, any stresses. Just set the intention and see it leaving your energy field now. And then come back into the image of you as the seed. I want you to imagine that this seed is like an apple seed and it is turning gold. and feel the perfection of it. I want you to imagine that if you knew what this seed felt like on the outside, that you could touch it, what would your sense of touch perceive this seed to be? Is it smooth? Perhaps smooth and shiny? And I want you to think of the energy of the apple that it came from. Can you smell the apple? Can you smell the crispness, the freshness of the apple? Just take that energy into your energy field. I want you to imagine the taste of the apple. If you had just eaten the apple and the seed was left over from the nourishment of the apple, what would that apple taste like? So you can smell it, you can taste it, you can touch it. Imagine what that apple would have looked like, the whole apple. See the whole apple. Is it red? Is it green? What color would it be? And the color will be relevant to you. Green is often healing. Red is often about compassion and love and passion, igniting your desires. So what color is your apple? Perhaps it's a mixture of all colors. Perhaps it's golden. What does that color mean to you? Feel that color filling your energy field now so that you receive the medicine of apple and the energy of joy and fulfillment and nourishment. I want you to imagine that you can hear now the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves of the tree that the apple came from. So hear the sound. Just imagine it. Imagine you're standing now under a beautiful apple tree, full of juicy fruit, and take in the marvelous magnificence of the fact that that huge, beautiful tree with blossom and fruit has come from a tiny seed, and it's come into fruition, and it holds all that potentiality. When you see an apple seed, you absolutely know and trust that it has the potential to become that full tree. And we might sometimes take that for granted, that nature is just naturing, that it goes on repeating and repeating and repeating those same cycles. But we're going to use that energy of that certainty and that trust to seed our ideas and to seed our intentions. So think about now something you want to invite into your life. What is it you want to call to you? And I want to stress that it's really key that it doesn't matter if you don't know what that looks like on the 3D level. Maybe you just want some fresh energy, and we did pull the fresh approach card earlier. So maybe you just need something new to come in, but you don't know what that is. You might be feeling a bit lost in that. So I want you to focus on your emotions. How do you want to feel? If you were to invite something new into your life, what's the best feeling you could have from that? And maybe it's just a feeling of absolute contentment, fulfillment. Perhaps it's just a feeling of safety. So many of us have been holding a lot of fear lately. Perhaps it's just feeling safe and secure and calm. Perhaps it's, having more time to play. Whatever it is, your intention for how you want to feel is the most powerful thing here. So even if you don't know what it is, if you do know what it is, absolutely by all means set the intention to ask for that. But we always, in setting intention, we always ask, please let this happen for me, or please bring this into my life, but only if it is for my highest good, only if it is going to serve me in the best way. Because sometimes we can invite things in that we as humans think will be the best thing for us, and when they eventually arrive, they might not always be the best thing for us. We might have been able to choose a higher path if only we'd known. So then we just visualize or imagine that our intention is being seeded and infused into this seed that we have become, that our whole being is now humming and resonating with golden light, like a golden luminous seed, almost like the sun. You are the sun that has turned seed shaped and becoming more and more firm and tangible, and you've used your sight, your sound, your touch, your taste, your smell to really create the energy of that apple, the energy of that seed, the realness, the truth of that. It's becoming tangible. I want you to do the same with your intention. So whether it's an emotion, whether it's something that you want to invite in, it could be a new job, it could be a new house, it could be a relationship. I want you to use all of those senses now to imagine what it would be like to have this in your life already and let go of any doubt. What would it feel like to have this intention already in your life? Maybe it's as simple as just needing more money in your bank account. Okay, imagine you already have it and feel yourself completely relax into it, knowing that all your needs are already met. What smell would you associate with this feeling of fulfillment? And if you could imagine the best color to represent it, what color would that be? And you can even allow your seed to turn that color. What would it taste like? What would it smell like? What would it feel like? All of these senses, bringing it. Does it have a perfume? Does it have a song? Does it have a melody? Is there a song that reminds you of it that could become your little anthem to help anchor this in the physical? And then just allow that seed to really, really infuse with your energy field as though you have become that seed. And then I want you to imagine that seed shape and all of that energy you've infused into it is now dropping right down out of your energy field below your feet and into what we call your Earth Star chakra, about 8 inches below your feet. So you're seeding it down through your foundational chakra, down through your base, and right into the beautiful earth. I want you to imagine it dropping into moist, dark, fertile soil and being held by the mother. And just feel the soil come around it and know that you have planted your intention now right in the core of you, right in your highest place of manifestation. And now comes the part where we leave it there until next week, where we're going to sprout it. But I want you to know that your intention has been seeded now. So let that whole seed leave you and go into the earth. Become aware now, again, as yourself, as that sphere of light, your sphere of protection. I want you to start shrinking your consciousness right down again now, so that it becomes body shaped, so that you're sealing your whole body in golden light, like the lining of a cloud, and indigo light, and feel, see, sense, or imagine. We're going to call in beautiful Archangel Michael to place an indigo cloak of protection around you. And just become aware of your center. Feel, see, sense, or imagine yourself as like the trunk of a tree, with all of your branches reaching heavenward and all of your roots reaching into the earth, and feel yourself completely strong and centered here. And just before you open your eyes, I'd like to finish with a little poem, a little process. Well, these poems are all channeled, but this channel poem is about the butterfly, and this is about the life cycle of the butterfly that we mentioned before, and it talks about the perfection of the butterfly in relation to us. So I'm just going to read this poem for you before we complete. And I just want you could almost imagine yourself as the butterfly if you wish. Delicate instrument of beauty, your color dazzles me. Quiet and calm, you inspire tranquility and peace. You rip and flutter on the breeze, freedom flying. Drift on the light breeze that carries you. At peace with yourself and with nature, innocent bird of the insect world, your company inspires me. How I long to float on the breeze and accompany you in flight. I long to escape from the darkness of my cocoon, spreading my wings into the golden sun of morning, flying to freedom on the soft wind. There is wisdom in your fragile wings. There is magic in your beauty. One day to live and all the world to see. You do not fear the end, though you know it is near. Your flight to freedom has been well deserved. Simple structure of delicate delight. Fearless princess, almost a whisper on the wind, a song in the magical light of morning, a kiss from heaven sent by God. You mystifying maiden, all the colours of the earth are reflected in your being, a reminder to all that beauty does exist in the simplest of creatures. Glide to glory in your last moments. You've graced us with your presence for a day and touched us with your pure and simple love. Delicate instrument of beauty, your colour I can't forget. The peace and tranquility you had one day to give will last me forever, all the days that I live. And that's from the Poetry of Light, which is a collection of my poems. I just want to say a huge thank you to all of you who've joined me today, and a huge thanks to Spirit and Destiny. And don't forget to get your copies of the November issue that's out today. I can't wait to get mine. And just to let you all know as well, I'm running an Archangel workshop tonight that is actually, I'm beginning a journey for the next few months through all 40 Archangels on the Archangel Fire Alchemy, Archangel Fire Oracle deck. And it's Archangel Diamond Flame Alchemy. So we're going to be going into some much sort of deeper processes, working with the angel flames, receiving healing, energy updates, and things as well. And also, if you liked this process today and you'd like a personal reading with me, I'm actually making bespoke jewelry for people with a personal reading. If you like the little fairy that I'm wearing. I have an Etsy page, so I hand make all of these. So yeah, it's a bespoke channeled reading, and you get a piece of jewelry with it. So yeah, just to let you know that that's on offer as well at the moment. It's a new thing I'm doing, but yeah, I really love them. So huge thanks to Spirit and Destiny and to all of you for joining me today. I'm very, very sorry about the computer glitches there for some people who were interrupted. Next week we're going to continue our journey, so do join me next Thursday. And for people who haven't done this process, or if you know anyone who would enjoy doing the manifesting with nature, they don't necessarily need to have done this one, because we will probably repeat the seeding just quickly, but they can catch up on the Spirit and Destiny Facebook page as well. So lots of love. Thank you so, so much for having me again, and thank you for joining me, and have a beautiful, beautiful day. And I'm going to set the intention that your intentions come to fruition for you as well. So lots of love, and have a gorgeous day. Thank you.